Can we please talk? Cool. Where's, should generate a link. Yep, here we go. Here's that. All this in. Alright. Hi! My name is Bruce Dean Robinson. I go by Lavit Starlove as well, but for all intents and purposes, I don't care about my name. I'll explain with this. I just wanted to clear some things up because... Not because I need to set the record straight and make sure that everyone understands me authentically, because it's just not going to happen. It's crazy. It's insane. So, what inspired me was this. Don't let the plea be giving desperate. Like, my pleading, my doing all that I've been doing over the last week, it does kind of seem desperate. And I even mentioned that. I was like, hey, this does kind of look like it's vengeful of, like, getting back at, suppressing myself for the last 10 years because I had PTSD or whatever you want to call it. Now I'm finally unlocked, and now I'm finally doing what I want to do. You know, people said I couldn't do everything I wanted to do, and I sincerely hope no one ever says that to any other human being ever again. You can do anything you want to do, and so I'll explain. I'm getting a haircut later, so I'm going live real quick, following up someone's reply. This is really weird, I get it. I will begin by asking you to suspend your judgment. Any desire to try to pin me down as crazy, to find fault with what I say, to shout me down for whatever reason, just put that aside. Please, this is sincere. I know I'm speaking very assertively and very strongly. There's reasons for this. I've been writing about it. I'll explain part of that here. Okay? This is all love. This is all passion. I just want us to come and see eye to eye so we, like, don't kill ourselves as a species. That would be great. Thanks. If you see me as braggadocious, that's on you. If you see me as genius, that's on you. If you see me full of love, that's on you. If you see me as whatever, you see a part of yourself that's either embodied or it's begging to be seen. This isn't against her, I'm not trying to at her, don't give her harassment, anything. This is weird. I found this thing in 2011 where I was begging Blizzard to re-release Classic WoW. This was 2011. I'm probably the first person to have ever done so. And then I tried to apply and it just never went through, and hey, everything happens for a reason. That's the point. And then that inspired me to surface this crazy application that I was writing to Blizzard back in July, 7 months ago, because I really wanted to, like, create games, but I want to do so much more than that. And that's ultimately what led me to, well, that plus just self-doubt, constant self-doubt, and being unsure if this is the right path I want to take, that led me to not send this. And so I yeeted it. I just screenshotted what was in my Notion. These are, you know, just some ideas that I had, and I was applying to Blizzard. And I went, you know, do I want to go to California? Do I want to go get a job? Is that really the best thing for me? Not that it's a bad thing, but is it the best thing for me? Like, all these ideas, and I've had these for years. I've had literally dozens of notebooks, and most of them are sitting here, for the last 20 years. And I haven't articulated them, I haven't spoken them. So a lot of this craziness is me still learning how to master my skill of speech, to articulate myself effectively, not have uhs and ums and speech impediments like I did. I was plagued for years and years because of this, and I worked through that, and I can talk about this. If we want to have conversation, we can talk about it. It'd be great. I'll do one-on-ones with everyone privately, we could do it live, whatever. Please just listen. You know, I don't need my best friend here to have him vouch for me or whatever, but we've typed to each other literally millions of words over the last 17 years, and I'm so grateful for his friendship. I would not be here if it wasn't for that. That constant mirror, that constant soundboard, back and forth, making sure, am I crazy? And he's like, no, you're smart, you're a genius, you just need to, like, figure it out. Okay, here I am at 29, kind of finally figuring it out. I don't need to convince anyone, though. I'm going to keep writing and organizing and building. So yeah, don't let the plea be giving desperate. Yeah, I added Dreamhaven, I added Blizzard, I said I needed money ASAP. For one, I don't think I'd do Blizzard or Dreamhaven. I want to do my own thing, Starscape. I did say need money ASAP. This does seem desperate. This is no longer like, oh, I'm struggling, please give me money, help save me from my situation. No, as far as I'm concerned, I'm dead. I'll explain that in the rest of this. This isn't about me. All I need, money-wise, is for food and for travel. That's it. Where I'm going, I don't need money. Where we're going, we don't really need money, and I'll explain. Okay? Love you. Do not mistake my passion for rage. It is the highest form of love that I've been cultivating. I'm still actively working on articulating myself effectively. I've been writing in dozens of physical and digital notebooks for 20 years, and I've spoke very little of their contents, so I'm still working it through, you know. I'm, uh, I'm still actively working on articulating myself effectively. Say my pleading and desperate in this tweet. I'm not actually pleading this time. I was writing it desperately as a plea back in July, yes, because I've been working through CPTSD or whatever you want to call it. You give it a label or whatever. But as hundreds of people in my life told me, they see me as having great potential. But I never saw that. I just went, no, like, I have inklings to try to save the world, and these are wrong, obviously. Like, no one person can save the world, and I'm not going to. What I realized is, oh, collaboration, oh, community. And it's through this little part of Twitter I've been on for the last few years, where I realize there are so many people doing amazing, incredible things, and we just have a coordination problem. We're just not coordinating enough, and we're not inspiring enough people that are outside of this sphere to see things the way we do. Very optimistic, very loving, very faithful. The world is whatever we make it. The future is bright if you choose to see it that way, and I really hope sincerely to be able to effectively convey my vision to you, and our vision for the world. Maybe, I don't know, for the world. All I can do is focus on my little community, and that makes me think of a quote. If you want to save the world, first start with your nation. If you want to save the nation, first start with your community. If you want to save your community, first start with your family. If you want to first, save your family, save yourself. So I went down and I worked on myself for years and years. Now I'm seeing amazing changes within my parents. It's incredible. And my friends too. And now the people I've been connecting with on Twitter and through Discord and just my hundreds of friends that I've had and I've been reaching out to, hey, how's everything? Are you going through things? Let's talk about it. I'm seeing these changes. And as I see this, it's like, oh, I'm getting this power. And power has been scary. I've been like, I don't want power. I detest power in terms of power over others. But young me, I couldn't make that differentiation. I just thought all power was bad. Same thing with money. All money is bad. These are psyops. These things aren't bad. It's the mind it's the individual and their mindset that either utilizes it for good or for bad. We need more virtue and faith, and there's a lot of problems in the world. I get it. This is not going to be solved in a day. Little bits and pieces here and there. But we can work through it if we could just see eye to eye, have conversations, and put the guns down, please. I ran, they told me as having great potential, but I ran away because the potential is too great. Putting myself out there, I didn't want to be seen. I was afraid of public speaking. Never once ever in my time at school, high school, college, could I say a single sentence in front of the class without stumbling. Wow, I've had a fear of death, I've had a fear of heights, I've had a fear of dark. But we all die. I'll get to that. And it's okay. It's okay. Just relax. Why did God create me this way? It's something I've been asking myself. Why am I so talented at so many things? Why do I have such a vast imagination literally across everything I can think of? And I've connected with virtually every type of person throughout my life, even through my anxiety. I don't know. Been trying to figure that out. At 29, have I figured it out? That seems really early. I'm not going to say. But countless affirmations and encouragements did little, sadly. But discovering astrology 3 years ago changed everything. It was the first time I actually felt truly seen and okay. And I know that's weird. Had dozens, if not hundreds of people, whether it was extended family, my teachers, my classmates, my colleagues, random strangers I would talk, therapists I'd reach out, they all were like, hey, you don't see this in you. You have to stop holding yourself back, stop being hard on yourself. Don't know why that didn't really work, but it did in combination with astrology. Astrology showed me my weaknesses and showed me my strengths. It showed me that there is this weird thing. There's this weird thing. When we're born, we're supposedly infused with certain innate personality traits and potentials and things like that, and then as we live life, the transits of the planets actively seem to have an impact on our life, but I don't think they're having an impact on us. I think they're simply hands on a cosmic clock that are showing the emotional and psychic weather that permeates our individual and our collective psyche, and then whatever else. I don't know. But I never wanted power. My whole chart highlights service to humanity, hence I never claimed it. Maybe Alan Watts was right when he said power comes to you in the opposite way. I don't know. Now, trust me, this is weird. This doesn't happen often. This morning I did read what the good person Visa Con V shared. Where is it? He shared this of this Ramunajan fellow in India back in 1910, 1900, that and so his two set of feelings reviewing this as he shared it was that how sad it is that a person like this, despite his talent, has to struggle and beg to survive. I've never begged for money, never begged to survive. I've been on the internet since 2002-ish. Grew up on the internet because my dad was off working in the military, my mom was working multiple jobs, and these sorts of things, and I gravitated to technology and to the internet. I went through many Wikipedia rabbit holes for years and years, usually late night, not doing my homework, skipping my homework, because I was so much more fascinating and understanding everything I possibly could. But I refused to beg to survive. And I saw so many opportunities to make money in the last 10 plus years. Whether it was crypto, whether it was drop shipping, YouTube, playing the algorithm, now playing X, having X premium. Oh, I could do this so easily. I could make so much money. But that's not what I'm supposed to do, I think. Maybe I do end up going premium soon now that I'm actually churning out content. But again, the money is going to be utilized, and I I wrote out specifically, and yeah, this was pretty head-ass when I added Rick Rubin. I was like, hey, Rick Rubin, please, look at me, because I want to make music, and honestly, I'm going to make really cool music, and I just need to find the right producer, whether it's him or Grimes or someone else. I want to make really cool music, and it's not just for my own gratification. It's because I want to be able to inspire people, not to look at me, but to, hey, can we come together collectively? Because the only way we're going to save the world is if we all participate. It can't just be this top-down pyramidal structure of philosopher kings dictating that they know what's best for us. No, we're the ones actually living our lives. We're out there, we know what it's like to feel pressured by taxes, feel pressured by supply chain constrictions, and AI now changing so many things. People are so scared. Truckers are going to be replaced. What do? No one's actively helping them transition to be, say, technicians, to work on the trucks. They don't have to go and become full-blown AI engineers, but certainly maintenance and things. And the more of them we have, then the more we can have on the road, and just the more things move. Now, I also believe that we should have airships and blimps. I think they're far superior to planes and trains and boats, but it's because airships don't make as much money. There's too much money in oil and energy and these sorts of things. Hindenburg, we had one disaster, now suddenly we're not going to use airships. What just happened with Alaska? What happened to the Malaysia flight a long time ago? Should we have grounded all airplanes after we had our first accident? No, we kept going. Why not airships? Because it's all about money. Okay, can we just chill with the money? Now this dude in India was, this dude was just in India, passionate about mathematics, and he was failing every other subject. He yearned and pleaded for professors in England to hear him out, and finally one did, and claimed it was the greatest achievement of his career. See, wow, imagine if you listen to people that say they have good ideas and you actually give them the light of day. And now I think about some other people, like Malcolm Ocean and others, who have great ideas and no one's listening to them. Fellow at Open Litter Map, Littercoin, building an amazing thing since 2008, and he is struggling to get funding. I'd rather these people get funding than myself. But how can I do that? I've wondered and struggled for years. How can these people get funding? Global Coalition, amazing organization to try to restore the coral reefs. How do I help them get funding? Maybe I have to make content and put myself out there and be a face and these sorts of things. I don't want to do that, but what else am I going to do? I could sit there and try to individually help code their things and whatever, but that wasn't the path. I felt my path was this. It's weird, I get it. Please stick with me. I'm not trying to force this analogy here. Me and this Ramadan guy. Not Ramadan, sorry. Just mentioning it though. Because the dude comes out of nowhere like he's manic, except if you actually read... Oh, now I'm making the parallel. Okay. If you actually read my tweets and you've actually asked me questions, I'm completely chill and wise, and I'm not saying, I'm wise, I'm humble. That's between me and God, by the way. That's not for you to judge. And I don't judge you. You can't judge me. This is between me and God, okay? But now, yeah, and now I'm asserting myself confidently. So a lot of people initially go, "Whoa, toxic masculinity. He's speaking with such gusto. You know, he like an Andrew Tate fan? Like, oh, whatever." And you're not actually listening to the content of my words. I know I'm speaking very quickly, but I have a lot to say, and there's a lot of passion. No one will match my passion and vision. Okay? And this isn't bragging. This is just like, oh, I understand this about myself. I am passion incarnate. I see things that people don't, and I'm not trying to brag. This is just, oh, God has given me these talents. This is the power that I have been not trying to have, not trying to take and claim, and maybe Alan Watts was right. So, you know, calling me toxic masculinity, saying this gusto is toxic or whatever, is unfortunately a program reactive thought that runs through people's minds, and it's incredibly sad. I was told throughout my life that I could not do everything I wanted to. I hope no one ever utters that statement ever again to any child or individual ever. We are incredible. You have dragons swimming through your veins, and I will play this to illustrate. Because she does a beautiful job with this poem.
If you always do what is expected, or perfect, or acceptable, you will lose all your fire. You must shake it awake before it turns to ash. There are dragons swimming through your veins. You can't settle for being tamed. You have no idea how powerful you are. And yet, here you stand. Eager to please for what? Listen to the witch in your gut, the one you've been told to hide down deep, the one who emerges every time you sleep. See, you are capable of so much more. You're restless, because the lion inside is desperate to roar.
And it's okay. You're allowed to have power. You're allowed to feel sovereign. You're allowed to say, yes, God made me this way. I do have innate talents. I do have things to give to the world. Just don't, the trick is, don't make it about yourself. Don't try to do it to be recognized, to get the money, to get the fame. That'll just happen as you sincerely, genuinely do the things that you want to do. And not everyone can be famous. Like, yes, there's 8 billion plus people in the world. There may be many more billions. I don't know. It's kind of weird. We'll figure it out, though. No, just trying to decide what the future is until it's happened. We just sit here, and day by day, we encourage each other, and we passionately pursue our interests, and then maybe the world will be better. I think... Okay. I've already said enough, but I have plenty more to say, okay? Can we please talk about it? You know, if you read my sincere tweets sincerely, I did say a couple days ago, because I had to put it out there, because astrologically, and it's a lot of Sagittarius, and especially with the rest of my chart, sort of, I'm prone to becoming an accidental cult leader. So, I did not like that idea. I don't want to be a cult leader. I don't want leadership. This isn't what I want to do, but I'm driven by love and faith. I painstakingly purged every inkling of those shadowy imperial ambitions, because guess what? They did exist. There was I see the world better than other people can. I need to get in power so that I can enforce this. But then at the same time, I knew that was bad. I don't want to do that. I don't want to perpetuate that. So that I chose to stick to my mission statements, and I have several. And at least three of them are, my life will be the greatest love story I can possibly tell. Love for this woman, love for my family, love for my friends, my colleagues, everyone that has helped me, who helped see the goodness in me that I could not see myself. And love for culture, the rich diversity of culture all around the world that is now being threatened to be homogenized by the exports of what we're seeing on social media. A lot of American culture has been exported to the rest of the world for decades, but it's now, we're exporting the wrong things. We'll get into that. If you want, we can have a conversation. Can we please talk about it? I will, and I said this, I'm going to explain the story just in a bit. This one was weird. This one made me take a step back, where I just suddenly felt I will help, and I added the keyword help. I will, let me capitalize it, I will help unite and harmonize humanity. Unite and harmonize humanity. And it doesn't mean under a one world government, one flag, one whatever. No, I'll explain. I think we should look at the heaven and earth. I wrote a blog about this 2 days ago, reflecting on a Twitter space, an X space. You can check that out. It's where I think the future is actually decentralized. I think we're all kind of on an even playing field, and we play to each other's strengths. We can talk about it. But I'll help unite and harmonize humanity on and with the Earth. So, while we're on Earth, and with the Earth, natural harmony with, we're from dust and we will return to dust. We will all die. We're very interlinked. We're very interconnected with our environment. The fate of the coral reefs and the fate of bees affects us, our ability to live. And before we try to go interstellar, so no, oh, everything is terrible, everything's falling away, we need to get off the planet and go colonize Mars, as Earth just falls away. No, pause. I do support colonization. I think it is possible. I don't believe in flat Earth. I don't believe in there's a dome. We live in space. There's a planet. There are things. Chill out with the conspiracies. But before we do that, we need to do it here on Earth. Okay? It is possible. I know. Things are weird. Scary. Please listen. I determined to be a light in the darkness, and I said ether amongst the elements. The word ether is very near and dear to me since I was a child. But the point is, not that I'm like this righteous false light. Oh, I'm the light. I'm gonna hear the darkness. But I lived in profound darkness my entire life. And when I finally saw the light within myself, and then I saw how I was inspiring others by pursuing that light, even though it's hard. Individuation, the dark night of the soul, these are challenging things. You question everything you know about yourself in reality. But it is possible, and I made it through, and I'm here to tell the tale. To get to heaven, we went through hell and shared the story. So I'm sharing the story. Not that I'm trying to go to heaven like it's somewhere else. It's the heaven that you make here on Earth. I can't say what the afterlife entails. I haven't died. I haven't been there. All we can ever do is observe the present moment and feel in the present moment. That's the whole point. And I want to emphasize again, I don't care about my legacy. I had the thought the other day, I was like, maybe I should do what others did in history and change my name like Epiphanies or whatever. It was one of many examples. I'll say it again, this isn't about me. This is about us. I know it's weird. How can one person claim to us? Hopefully I've been able to convey that thus far. I have no idea how long I'm live. 22 minutes, cool. Yes, I am very passionate. I came up with a thing in my bio a couple days ago. I'm passion incarnate. I've embraced it. I have this fire. If you look at my astro chart, it makes sense. And I think the only strangers that actually would be able to understand me are astrologers. They would look at my chart and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course. He's not crazy. He's embodying his chart. Wow, beautiful. I said yesterday, no one will match my vision or passion, or my charity. And I say this because, again, I only want money for food and for travel, and so I can do my work. I don't want any more things. I'm going to get rid of most of my clothes. Yeah, I kind of want a couple more cloaks, and I can use some more shoes. Other than that, I'm pretty good. I drive a 2015 Toyota Corolla. I kind of wanted a Tesla years ago when they were first coming out, but I was like, I don't need it. Same reason why I denied myself going to Google and Amazon almost, 9 years ago, 8-9 years ago, when I had these opportunities, when my friends in university were going off to them, and they're like, hey, you founded this hackathon and co-founded these clubs and have leaderships in all these organizations, and you're working 2 to 3 jobs at the same time while juggling a full course load, like, you're amazing, you should come work at Google and Amazon. It just didn't resonate. I didn't want that. I wanted to stay in my little town and live next to my best friend and figure things out. And at the same time, I was kind of sad and depressed that I did not go and pursue game development, game design like I always wanted to, but I knew that there was something more, and 10 years later, here we are. But yeah, it's not about me, because and this might sound weird, but like, the depression and the darkness and the trying to run away from my purpose so hard led me to such a point where I wanted to kill myself. But right before I did, I was like, what if I stopped making it about me? What if I stopped focusing on my problems? How fat I am for the last 10 years, how I can't seem to stop playing video games even though I know I shouldn't, and I need to make money and I need to support my family, but why can't I get over myself? And why can't I stop eating meat? Why is it so addictive? And all these things. I just said, okay, what if I reach out to a lot of the people in my past that I kind of felt like I maybe slightly wronged? It was nothing bad, never physical, nothing abusive, but it was just like weird, awkward situations and disagreements and things. So I reached out to them and I apologized. And all of them were like, hey bro, it's okay, like, things happen. That was such a big relief on me, that I was like, wow, yeah, I just want to, like, not make it about me, but go and serve and help others. And I find that when I actually go out of my way to help people, whether it's I spend half a day down the street talking to a homeless person and helping them move their cart, 10 blocks away because they're getting harassed by police. Oh, you can't be here. So, I've done that. I've done a whole bunch of things. I just want to help. And I find when I do that, I kind of feel good. And it's not like I helped this homeless person. And I don't even go and tweet about it. That's how I know it's genuine. I genuinely just feel good about it. And at the same time, I end up getting some cool creative ideas, just as a downstream effect of feeling good. So, I'm focused on serving others, because it does make me feel good. And again, if you just do your work and do your passionate love, you will get things provided for you. But just don't try to, I want to be a billionaire, or whatever. Just do your work and see what happens. It's always better than you imagine it. I promise you. But I consider myself dead as of February 22nd, 2022. There are reasons for this. When I poured my heart out in the month prior leading up to the completion of this spontaneous deluge of therapeutic expression, which I'm not going to show it, but there, through this artistic, and it was a means of therapy. I needed to just bare my heart out in the world. Oh, these are the things that I'm going through. I've been called, I'm allegedly bipolar, but I refuse to go and get tested, but I was very strongly bipolar, or maybe schizophrenic, or these sorts of things. What that really was just not understanding myself, not knowing myself, which is why astrology helped me. But yeah, through that, I had managed to clear all my regrets at that time and all my doubts, and I felt such a surge of energy that afterwards, I stayed up for 4 days straight, just passionately streaming to my best friend, to my best friends. I didn't even realize it was 4 days where I didn't eat. I didn't go outside. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I was just writing, and it was profound. I was like, oh, I'm finally getting all these ideas out that I wanted to. Some of it was things that I've written in physical notebooks. Others, it was just kind of coming out of nowhere. It was manic, and it was insane. It was unstable. It did not last. I did say some pretty insane things that later I went, okay, yeah, that's insane. I don't agree with that. Okay, was I crazy? And I'll explain again. I yeeted myself after this 4-day period. I felt a voice that was like, hey, pack your car and drive to Colorado tomorrow. What? 18-hour drive? What? I ended up breaking it up into 2 days of driving. But I went to the Rocky Mountains. It's something I always wanted to go to, so it kind of made sense. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not working a job, I have the freedom to go, so let's go. And when I went there, I serendipitously discovered a moraine state park. Moraine was a word I discovered while creating this therapeutic expression thing. I was looking up. It's stupid. I was on Rhyme Zone and I looked up a rhyme for the word again, and it came up with moraine. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's French based, or moraine, I don't know. And I just discovered it, and so I changed the name of my tentative album from Where Am I, because that's how I felt. I was like, where am I? Instead, I love this idea of moraine, which is the sediment deposited from the melting of a glacier. So I kind of invented the word, I personified it, and said moraine is the erosion of a man's character, to the world, shared with the world. I was a glacier, I was frozen, I was locked up, and then finally melted, and here you are, and it's just a bunch of rocks and boulders. It's nothing very spectacular. You look at some of the images and it's like, oh, that's it? Yeah, that's it. It's beautiful still. Everything is beautiful if you choose to see it that way. How incredible is it that this geological process happens? And all its other implications. And anyway, I had the most beautiful day of my entire life when I went there. It was incredible. I started to feel confident about wearing these crazy cloaks, and I finally started sharing some of my favorite songs on Instagram, even though I knew they didn't care at all. I knew the whole time I appeared manically insane, but I didn't let that stop me. I was beginning to believe in myself finally. It would make sense later. And so I could show you, I think I did put it here. Experimental videos. Yeah, I made stuff like this. Just last year I took a spontaneous trip to Colorado and had the most life-changing experience. That and weeks prior. It felt like a rebirth. This was one of the videos I shot myself and then stitched together, thinking I'd make hundreds more. I still may. And yeah, it's weird. Like, I just, there was a picture and then there was a video that I propped up against a tree and I was wearing a cloak, but I was like, yeah, I'm starting to feel really good about myself. And I wanted to share some of my favorite songs, like Here For You by Idea, Willow Seed Serenade by Jellyfish Brigade, some Christoph Creighton songs, like this. Like, it was good. I felt so good. Just as the willow seeds fell down, I was nervous but determined, like there was something that I must do. The rocky ledges, the river below, and the decisions that we've come to. They told me be calm, don't put your head down, hold your breath in. I was certain that I loved you. I've been. So, when I came down from the mountains, I got inspiration to create something so weird. Like a treatise on civilization itself, and maybe amendments or replacement of the United Nations Charter. What? Sorry, what? But it actually made sense. Because I had spent my entire life, including goofing off in school, just thinking about everything I possibly could. I've had an insatiable hunger to understand the world, why there's conflict between political and religious factions, how is reality even constructed, what even is God, what are black holes, what's up with the pyramids at Giza and similar structures found all over the world, and their strange hieroglyphics indicating UFOs or something weird. What's up with the last 80 years of UFO sightings? Why is my government no longer one for and by the people? Why are other nations asserting themselves tyrannically? Why is China's efforts to liberate the world from US imperialism both a good thing and yet terrible, as they seek to just perpetuate an unnatural paradigm that's plagued the world for the last 2,000 years plus? Like, it's good, yeah, US imperialism has kind of been silly, where we've gone around the world and said, hey, you need freedom and democracy, you need our way of life because it's better than yours. You know, you, whatever. It's dumb. But what they're doing isn't necessarily all that much better. I think. I'm not saying for certain. I want to have conversations. I would love to be able to talk to the man himself and be like, why is it you're doing what you're doing? Are you genuinely doing it for the good of the people? Do you think, like, again, Philosopher King, you know what's better for the people than what, you know? And it's scary if you just, the idea of sort of like libertarianism or anarchy of just like leaving people alone to live their life, you know, what if they have malicious intentions and they like start to do crime and things? I firmly believe if you give everyone the opportunity to pursue what they want to, and they're able to have food and all the basic necessities for themselves and their family, I think people just naturally just chill and like love and dance and like, go and frolic in nature and listen to music and these sorts of things. I don't think war is in human nature. I think we have just been, for thousands of years, afraid of running out of food, afraid of what's going to happen, afraid of someone coming to take our things. So we're like, all right, we need to have government, and we need to establish authority to make sure that people stay in line. Can we just like reconsider that? So when I came down from these visions, finally, after a couple weeks, I got extremely scared. Like, what the hell was that? Was I possessed? You know, even though I had a similar but minor experience a year prior, was I truly insane? Did I need pharmaceutical drugs? Why have I written millions of words across virtually every topic known to man, yet I couldn't believe in myself? CPTSD is a term that kind of fits, but I'm not going to empower it with a label. It's just been something that, something like that, which holistic therapies have finally helped me transcend all of that, even though it's taken me since my commitment in 2017 to understand my mind all natty. I wanted to understand this without shoving more things. No band-aids. Let's get to the root of the problem. Okay. So, can we please have conversations? Again, this isn't about me, but because most humans currently operate through judgmental frames, I feel compelled to clear this up. That's why I'm doing all this. It feels ridiculous. Do I really want to do this? Like, yes and no. You know, I'm going to get people messaging me and DMing me, sending me hateful things, but I'm going to get a lot of encouragement, like I have for years. And I hope if you see me as crazy and these sorts of things, you actually like take a step back, maybe listen to it again, maybe slow the video down to half speed. I know I talk very quickly. Just a lot of passion. There's a lot happening in the world right now. There's what's happening? Like, threatening to kill the candidate of that? And, like, what is happening? Relax. I've never imagined myself to be a leader, and I don't want to be POTUS or a ruler of any sort, and this is firm. I do not want leadership. I just want to like coordinate people together, because people, if we trust them, can figure it out. I just want to bring people together and hold space to effectively have peaceful conversations, to talk us down from nuclear annihilation, or a one-world government sort of thing that seems to be encroaching. Both of these are low consciousness, low vision, pessimistic, paranoid, and faithless. To assert that the ends justify the means is pure devilry. We don't know the future. The future is really bright if you know where to look. Young people all over the world are innovating the most incredible solutions to solve our ancestors' problems. The complex problem we face today has always included a distrust of the following generation. Children see everything without filter, so they often see things we can't. There are incredible children, let alone teenagers, who are breaking records left and right, and are inventing incredible solutions to solve the plastic issue, and oil spills, and litter, and probably everything. All our problems. If we just trust the next generation, it'll be okay. So to maintain the frame that our current rate of consumption and rate of population growth, given our supposed dwindling resources, which I actually don't see much proof of this, by the way, means we need to restrict the supply chain to disincentivize people to have children, then to drive them into further insanity and resentment by firing them for jobs for holding certain viewpoints, which are always subject to change. And I've empathized with as many worldviews as I possibly could in my life. I've thought this way, thought that way. Oh, I changed. Oh, please forgive me. We're changing. We're not set in stone based on a thing we said or tweeted 5+ years ago. Let's have conversations and bring each other to, like, peace. Do you understand? To achieve peace, you don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with water. Wow. Or you leave it alone and it'll burn out on its own. It's just pure evil to think. Anyway, now, I truly believe everyone is operating through a frame of trying to do good, trying to do the right thing. But if it isn't aligned with the teachings of Jesus Christ and Krishna and other great spiritual leaders, it probably isn't the best solution. Humanity has always been challenged by the uncertain future. But will you continue to be afraid, or will you try to see things the way I do and believe in each other? Believe in hope. Believe in God. Whatever God is, whatever you think it is, it's like, it's there. We will all die. When you accept this, you will truly be free to do whatever you want. Now, can we please talk about it? Okay? I'm not going to play that. But basically, every man dies, but not every man truly lives. And I truly hope every man can truly live. Every woman, every person could just have, not have the stress of doing whatever they don't want to do. And yes, we need order. We can't just have pure anarchy. I do believe that humans have innate talents like organizational leadership, and if we empower them in a certain way, as they maintain virtue and faith, and they actually are held accountable by the people they serve, I think we can transition to a golden age. I think we could, I don't know, I'm inspired by the idea of Atlantis. Maybe we can rebuild Atlantis. Anyway, can we please talk about it? After this, I'm going to set up my Calendly, and I have been, shifting my life to be here, open source. This is me. I'm fully here. I am open source. I'm committed to something transcendent of myself. I've had a great life. I have amazing friends. I've experienced a lot, been around the world, played hundreds and hundreds of video games, literally tens of thousands of hours of that. I've played sports. I've done so many cool things. It's great. I've had a rich life. And so I'm not trying to attain power or anything. I just want to be able to secure a future where everyone can love life and be as happy as I am, and as happy and in love as many people that I know. It's possible. You have that. It takes some bravery. It takes us actually having conversations and talking about it. So yeah, DM me, email, let's set up calls, one-on-ones, live streams. Can we just please talk about it? Thank you so much for listening.